Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel on the program called My Point of View. This program comes your way every Saturday right here on Ubuntu channel at 20 hours Central African time. And right on it, my name is Charles right here. We are yet to give you stories of the week, headlines of the week, and you are entitled to add your opinion thereon. And to join me right here on set is Mr. Mukelabai right here, who's going to actually make known to us what he feels the stories that we have tonight are all about. And in case you'd like to join us, we are inviting you to click the link that we're yet to share in the comment section, and you'll be very welcome to participate. And Himba tonight has also joined us. Let me welcome the panel tonight. Mr. Mukelabai, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and good evening, viewers. It's wonderful to be here. Hope everyone is ready to go. It's a beautiful weekend. Dalumba.
Beautiful it is indeed, and it's good to have you right here. Himba Malambo, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening, viewers. And it's nice to be on the program.
Indeed, it's nice to have you because it has been a long time that we've been with you right here on the program. And it is definitely, humbling having you. And I take this honor of saying welcome back to you, Himba.
Thank you so much, Chaza. And I'm so humbled.
And Happy New Year to you. It's the first time we are, seeing each other in the new year.
Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to the viewers, Chaza.
Beautiful. Without much ado, let's go straight to the first story, and we get to see you on the other side as we make known our opinions as regards this story.
As Simon Mwewa, a Lusaka businessman, begins his 6-month sentence, the community reflects on the need for respect for personal property. Mr. Mwewa, who is also a social media vlogger popularly known as Simon Mwewalen, has booked himself a 6-month jail sentence after the Lusaka Magistrate Court found him guilty of deflating 2 tires of a high passenger bus which was parked near his Simpson building. Magistrate Fine Mayamu passed the sentence Tuesday morning after establishing that the state had proved their case against Mr. Mwewa beyond reasonable doubt. In passing its judgment, the court said it was disappointing to see someone who is meant to be a role model in society behave in such a manner, further ruling that members of society look up to someone like him, adding that he acted irresponsibly. As a way of sending a warning to would-be offenders, the magistrate said he was going to send him to jail for a period of 6 months. Effective the 9th of January, the convict was slapped with 1 count of malicious damage, contrary to the laws of Zambia, an offense that carries a maximum sentence of 2 years. During trial, Rick Nyambili, the owner of the bus, had narrated before court that the bus was parked in a queue since it loads from City Market. He had testified that he parked his bus on Kalusha-Walia Road near Simpson Building, waiting for his turn to load passengers, and he saw the convict deflating his tires and left without saying a thing. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Kamne TV News.
There we have it. And in the judgment, it was indicated that the man of stature was not expected to behave in the manner that he did. Let me invite, the lady to be the first one to react to this story. Himba, your reaction. It appears, she's not yet,
I'm here, Chaza. I'm here. Sorry about that.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Chaza. It's really disappointing and very sad situation to see Mr. Simon Mwewa finding himself in such a situation. However, a law is a law. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what is your background. We are all citizens, and if you've gone against the law, let the right thing be done. It's so sad that he has been convicted, and as it is mentioned in his judgment, that it's very disappointing for a man of his caliber to do such a thing. I think for me that was really wrong, and knowing him and the advocacy he has done, he should have been an ambassador. And probably the sensitization to the bus conductors, bus drivers, it would have been his better way to go than what he did. I think he took the law in his own hands, and I hope this sends a message to everyone, and bravo to the government that there is no segregation. You go against the law despite who you are, the law will visit you. And I only hope Balachta continue the Pakuleka clean and to bring sanity in our country, especially when it comes to discipline and even the way the judiciary is operating. We hope Mr. Mwelwa to be safe and okay where he is. And I hope others will also learn a lesson. Thank you, Chaza.
All right, Himba, thank you so much. We do appreciate. Mr. Mkelabai, it's your turn to give us what you feel about this story.
Well, thank you so much, Chaza. Filanda lyonse na tifwema Zambia ntwaliva sana. We are hypocrites. Hypocrites in a sense that the things that we preach against are the things that we are doing privately. You know, the things that we purport to be out there, the picture, the facade that we are trying to show, you know, the skin, the teeth, the appearance, it is something different from our manners, our behavior, and the things that we do behind closed doors. It is okay that he has been found guilty. If he committed that crime, the punishment he got, he really deserved it. And I hope and trust that next time he's gonna behave reasonably he should follow the law. You don't take the law into your own hands. As smart as he claimed to be, he should be the last person to behave like a Kaponya, like a Tamanga. You go and destroy somebody's property, no matter how much money you have. You cannot do that. You trespassed to his property and you are taken by the police or the state, prosecuted you, and you are found guilty. Now Mr. Mwewa has a criminal record. He is a criminal convict. That case, for it to be rubbed, to be taken out of him, it will take time. So about even 5 years or more for him to have a clean record once again. He is the person that was busy laughing at Kambwili, this tribalist, when Kambwili was convicted. Touche. Unfortunately, he's a very good guy. But good guys also behave badly. And the law has caught up with him. Unfortunately, we cannot entertain this. We thought he is a person that is behaving so well. He is very well informed. he ought to have actually acted differently when other people's properties are involved. That is setting a very terrible precedent or bad example of the people that we are dealing with now. They come on air, people are being inspired by the way they come out. But look at Imisango, if I'm a priest, if I'm a bishop, if I'm a nani, all these pastors, they are just useless creatures to me, to be honest with you. Sorry, guys, but I don't believe in all their BSs, because what you say is not what you do. You don't preach you don't practice what you preach. You preach this, you go do something else. So, sorry. That's why I'm busy putting this umbrella of being hypocritical nation. We don't mean what we claim to be. We are cocooned in our own, I don't know how to put it, in our own shells. And then we want to portray that we are humble, we are either smart, we are more educated, we are more exposed. But yet, what we do in reality, the things we say behind the camera or when the cameras are shut off, behind closed doors, oh my goodness, stinks to high heaven. But anyway, this is a lesson for everyone. No one is above the law, like Himba put it. We must abide by the law. And the law should not segregate. Even that 6 months, deflating somebody's tire, what are your intentions? You ought to have killed people with that kind of behavior. But that punishment, the question is, was it stiff punishment reasonable enough for him to learn a lesson? But the thing is, a criminal record is now dead stamped. It's tattooed over his forehead that he is a criminal convict. Semna Chimba Kambwili, criminal convicts. Unless they try to appeal, but already a judgment has already been passed. They have been convicted. So ngamulefo kuwela kwa America ba chitambala mulefo kuya kwa America lelo mailo next week or next year muchita apply for visa bakamikanina because namkwata criminal record. So those are the prices that you pay when you do something stupid. But anyway, the gentleman is okay. We love him. He's very well-informed guy. But the things that he did, we didn't know. Some of us had no clue that he could do such a thing. We thought only the Kaponya, the Kabovas have such kind of manners. Not a person like him of his stature, a vlogger, a businessman, a well-articulated person that is rubbing shoulders with even the head of state, and you go and behave like that. Like even what is name of that chap was crazy during PF Zulu something, you know. So it's not okay to take the law into your own hands. But anyway, a lesson has been learned and the punishment has been slapped. Sorry, we just have to say the truth. That behavior for smashing Mathias Yamuntu, slashing Mathias Yamuntu, that was very, very stupid and very careless, and you deserve to be punished. Go for 6 months, come out, you came back to your business, but you have to understand that a record is on your forehead, a criminal record. So good luck with that. Natote.
Right, there we have it. Reactions as regards, the popular vlogger there who has been sentenced to 6 months, imprisonment for deflating, tires of a minibus that was parked, close to his business, premises, as it were. This is Ubuntu Channel. Let's get to look at the next story. And we come back on the other side. Those of you that have just joined us, this is Ubuntu Channel's My Point of View. We are giving you stories and headlines of the week. Feel free to join us by means of, commenting right in the comment section or clicking on the link. Then you get to join us right here on set. Let's take a look at the next story.
The use of shallow wells in some cholera hotspot areas in Lusaka has continued. The Lusaka City Council says in the last 2 weeks, it has managed to identify about 350 shallow wells which need to be buried. And the exercise of burying the wells is expected to start this weekend.
And so what is happening now is that we have to mobilize equipment and resources to ensure that we are able to ferry gravel from other sources. Reason being, we can't start digging gravel at sites where shallow wells have to be buried. This is because it will mean we are creating new shallow wells. And so today, our officers are on the ground to ensure that gravel is ferried to the sites where these shallow wells have to be buried.
But some ward councillors want authorities to deploy water supply tanks in areas where this has not been done. The councillors have stated that people have continued to use shallow wells due to lack of supply of clean and safe water.
In some places there's been erratic water supply, so people resort to using shallow wells. So we still have a deficit because the plan was to install about 20 in the ward, so we still have that deficit. But with the issue of shallow wells, according to the resolution which was made at the meeting we had at the provincial administration, there was that before we can bury that shallow well, we need to put a tank there.
We've supplied us with 10,000 liters of tanks, but we need even 50 just for my ward, because the ward is quite big and there are a lot of people within the ward that needs this water.
Martha Kanene, ZNBC News.
This is a story that is very unfortunate, because a lot of people are dying today due to cholera, which is becoming rampant in our country. And one of the solutions, as it were in this story, is actually the provision of water by means of water tanks and so on and so forth, because people are drinking from shallow wells because they do not have an alternative or access to clean water. So then this cry is really genuine by the ward councillors. Your reaction, Mr. Mkelabai?
Well, thank you, Chaza. It's a little bit too late to act now, when the pandemic has already claimed so many lives. That's the typical us Zambians, who are a reactive society, that we always want to act when something has happened, but we don't want to act when something that has been taking place every year, in terms of preventing it, or funds are put aside to come and mitigate this kind of problems. We actually use this as a political campaign strategy, that when we take tents and supply food and give people water, and they want to, then we are busy trying to campaign, and we use this as the message to say, hey, we saved you, we came for you, we saved your lives during this pandemic, and so we need your votes. It's not okay to be like this. I know, but people can send help right now, and they can bring all the necessary tools to help stop the spread of cholera. But I feel sorry for the people that have already lost their lives. We cannot bring them back. They are gone. We will never see them again. It's just memories. And we are feeling sorry for those who are now still affected with cholera, who are suffering from cholera, they're hospitalized. Why? Because ourselves, I always don't want to put the blame solely on the government, but everyone, every citizen in our society have the responsibility to look after ourselves and our surroundings. But instead, we wait until somebody has died, until we have lost lives. That's when we see people acting. That's not okay. It is not okay, and I feel that those whose families have died as a result of certain people for failing to do what they are elected to do, then it's like a professional swimmer walking by the beach, and then you see a person drowning, and then you just look. You can't do anything. You just walk by. And if that person survives and suffers or dies, and we are discovered, and it is discovered that you as a professional swimmer was in the vicinity, you ought to have gone to save that person's life. The law is clear that you are going to be held liable for negligence. Even when you were minding your own business, but the fact that you had the capacity to save somebody's life using your skills, you had a duty to care, then you be held liable. And this is the principle that we are using to the people in authorities, that we gave chance, that for those people who've lost their lives, that ought to have been prevented, should be held accountable. Should be held accountable. And those that are not cleaning up their surroundings should also be held accountable. So we are okay. We are happy to see them running up and down to come and start closing down the Ifishima. In the first place, the Ifishima tafyale ringiro kwikala ukubako mu town, mu so-called town in the capital city. That's the first thing you are supposed to do. Those Ifishime should not even have been there in the first place. They should have been having nice taps, water running, clean water regulated by the local authorities everywhere, or the Zambia, the so-called water authority people. But instead, we have turned our city into a village. Actually, people in the village live much better lives, clean lives, than you guys who are in the city, especially more on Kombon. Ofyo muikala po kwati ni ngombe. Ne ngombe shirekala wino. Because we don't look after ourselves. Why? We have this I don't care attitude. And we want to invoke Ubuchushi as an excuse to go and contract amalwele are preventable, or create amalwele are preventable, because we created these diseases to ourselves. Cholera yafuma kuchalo chimbia, yafuma kuchina, or yafuma kuisa. We manufactured, if anything, we manufactured it in our own backyards. But we have no willing, we don't have the spirit the willingness, the zeal to clean our surroundings and take good care of ourselves. We always want to invoke Lesa and Namachush. So to me, it's sad that we are dying of preventable disease. Amalwele ayafiko, tulelwala, tuchiri tulelwala amalwele ayafiko, mu 21st century. Seriously, in the 21st century, the world of technology, the global, well-informed world, the world of information flowing everywhere from kindergarten to university, we still suffering from dirty amalwele eafiko. There's something wrong with our society. There's something wrong with our leadership. There's something wrong that we are not doing right. I rest my case.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelebai. We do appreciate. And, everyone is entitled to an opinion. You do hold yours, you can bring it on. At this point in time, I'm inviting you, Himba, to make known your viewpoint as regards, this issue.
Thank you so much, Chaza. First and foremost, allow me to appreciate the two leaders, the councillors that spoke first, and that spoke after the first man who was talking about Ukushike Fushima. Let me appreciate them. I've liked their input, and I've also liked their advocates for their people. I mean, that was really good and that was really brilliant. However, as Wam Kelebai has said, I don't think we should be talking about cholera, especially now. This is the issue which should have ended a long time. And I think for me, I'll blame both we, the citizen, and the government at large. A lot of things, or a lot of situations that we go through as a country, they are avoidable, especially this issue of cholera. Cholera is now a season. We all know that as rain season comes, there will also be combined with cholera season. Why can't we avoid it? It's something that there should be a lot of sensitization. Even if people when compounding, if there's a lot of sensitization, I think it would help. Many people are ignorant or don't even understand how to prevent this disease because of lack of sensitization. The moment again we wait for December. When the rain season comes, again we start talking about it. For me, I think the way we are handling this matter, for me, I don't agree. If you'd go like Kwa Baule and Kujakuma drainage systems, the drainage systems are there. But look at the maintenance. I am a drainage system so to the level of the drainage. But even if the government is putting these drainages in place and citizens are not sensitized how to look after them, they are not monitored, we'll still find ourselves in the same situation. On the other hand, this is also so costly on behalf of the government because we still spend on the same thing every day. You are buying it, today mwashita sofa again tomorrow you buy the same sofa. It becomes very costly. Why can't we find a sustainable solution to this cholera thing? Why can't we have it all around the year? People cleaning, the council doing their job, and also sensitization in all the tribes, in all the languages, in all the provinces. If we can have all those in place, such that if this person can't understand English, they can get it in their local language, it would help. Because even if we are going to build these drainages, if they are not well maintained, even if we are going to say tukiri na palelo, if people, the citizen, the mindset has not been changed, street vendors. But what we need is to change the mindset of the Zambian people. In addition, I've heard the other leader is saying, Fushima. So as Wam Kelebai has said, haven't they, if Fushima bafimona nomba, now this is when they're talking about it. We are coming to bury them. We are coming. I think for me, it's not even making sense now, because it even becomes an emergency for the government to react to this situation, which again, it comes to the resources, very expensive, because now it becomes a disaster and it demands for more money. And where are the local authorities? What are they doing ku council? Government offices, especially ku council, whenever because the civil servants are so much committed to break nama tea break. Tea break. No baenda ku tea break. Mwebaendela ku tea break. Baenda ku tea break. If the local authorities get to the ground, Make sure the cities are properly cleaned. Make sure these things, if we are not going to find ourselves in such a situation. And probably this is a situation, it would have just been in little, maybe it would have been manageable and it would have just in few areas. But now it's becoming very, very challenging, and it's almost becoming a disaster. You see, and we pray hard that it doesn't get to the point where it's going to be a disaster. This is a situation which so may the government do something about it. May they find sustainable solutions. As I've said, compounds. They are imballing those fishimas because of what? Because the Kulibemans, and they need water. And some, they've even settled in areas where they're not supposed to settle. Where are the local authorities? What are they doing? I submit, Chaz.
Right, Himba, thank you so much. And I think, like you have indicated, this has even become worse to an extent of, postponing opening of schools to, a later date, which is about 1 month after the time they needed to open, 1 month or 3 weeks, because it was postponed to the 29th of January. And, kids are complaining. They don't know and they don't understand. It's only the adults that do understand, that it's due to this pandemic. We hope that indeed a solution and lasting solution and sustainable, as Himba has indicated, will definitely be found. This is Ubuntu channel, and remember, this is my point of view. Let's go to the next story, and on the other side.
The Lusaka Magistrate Court has sent to jail a 24-year-old woman on charges of unlawful abortion. Violet Zulu of Ngombe Compound will serve 7 years simple imprisonment. This is in a matter where Zulu, on unknown dates, but between December 6 and 26, 2023, administered an abortion on herself. Zulu unlawfully administered local herbs, commonly known as muleza, with the intention to terminate a 7-month-old pregnancy. The now convict, however, told court that she committed the abortion because the man responsible denied the pregnancy. The mother of two also narrated that her own mother asked her to leave home after she fell pregnant. In mitigation, Zulu, however, said she has repented of her actions and asked the court for leniency. But Magistrate Mtinta Mwenya noted that despite Zulu being a first offender, the offense committed is serious as it led to loss of life. The magistrate said an appropriate sentence would deter would-be offenders. Memory Buku, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Abortion as a crime, has sent, this lady to imprisonment. Your reaction, let me invite you, Himba, to come first.
Thank you, Chaza. It's apparently I've got this issue is very controversial for me. One, being a woman. Two, also coming from my area of profession. However, in our country, abortion is against the law. It's a crime. So if you go against the crime, or if you go against the law, I mean, the law has to visit you. No one is above the law. However, I would also want to concentrate more on advocacy that our leaders should look into this, and especially among young people. Young people in these townships and compounds are terminating pregnancies like no man's business. If anything, they are more scared of being pregnant than acquiring the HIV virus or STIs. for me, because this young person will terminate a pregnancy and they'll be more scared to keep the baby. But however, I would advocate to the government that we look into this issue deep and see how we can reduce on the number of abortions. We look into it seriously to see how we can support, especially the young people. You know, a lot of young people who get pregnant at a tender age, most of the times it's there are many reasons why they get pregnant, and I'm not defending them and I'm not supporting them. I'm not saying it's right, but it's happening in our community, and it's an issue that we need to handle, and it's an issue that we need to find a solution. A lot of young people are committing abortion. Very dangerous methods are being used, especially in the compounds. Very, very dangerous methods are being used, which are, I mean, they are very pathetic. But even if we are saying to allow baleka bakula kitabale kitama secretly, for me, I would rather we find safe ways of handling this matter, safe ways of doing it, so that these young people, they don't lose their lives, and they don't kill the unborn children. So basically, my main message is to advocate, let's find a sustainable solution such that we reduce the numbers of abortions. And you impregnate a woman, you run away. You know, it causes women to find themselves in such a situation, and even society, because mweba meta msenda mafumo chaza. And then society condemns a woman. Whatever happens, the first person to be blamed is society, and that's why women find themselves in such situation. So sustainable solution has to be found. Our culture values, there's a lot of sensitization that needs to be done. Also, we need to involve our tradition leaders so that we save a girl child out there. However, abortion is a crime and we don't support it. But all I'm saying, let's find a way of reducing these abortions. It's just nothing. But Ababa Kalamba, because she's a mother of 2. So by now she should have even known how to use preventive measures. And me, I would even want us to maybe even to sensitize young people about using the family planning methods, because whether we like it or not, they'll still go and have sex. They'll still conceive. But it's better we start maybe encouraging them to use my family planning pills so that we avoid such. Charles, this is my profession. I rest my case.
Yeah, I could tell the divergent aspects that you've attached to the issue. You've brought out, so very important things that, must be put into consideration, because I think the topical issue of abortion is not even very, much sensitized, to the society in Zambia, because there is a provision of even accessing, safe abortions under, strict, considerations or conditions. So it's something that really needs sensitization. And anyway, let me invite Mr. Mkelewayi to come through.
Thank you, Chaza and Himba, for that wonderful submission. It's a very sad development. I feel pity for the girl that has been slapped with 7 years. But if they feel already, it shows that the law was clear. The law is clear. It is against the Zambian law to take away a life of unborn child. The supreme law of the land, the Constitution, in the Bills of Rights, it gives an unborn child the right to life. And if you choose to terminate that life, then you are violating the overall law. The overall law is telling you and me You are not supposed to take away a life of unborn child. And then the very overall law, after giving that umbrella, has even directed that we have to make some laws that are going to be applied in exceptional matters, such as, for example, if you are raped and you may have complications, that your health may be complicated, under the supervision of a well-qualified practitioner, you may argue to say, for you to save this life, you cannot lose both lives, but you can save one life. And that's when the doctor may, upon the doctor's recommendation, that yes, it is okay, let's take away. And there are those exceptions that are very, very rare and minimal. You go get pregnant, you go sleep around, nobody's telling you what to do. And then you are now pregnant. The child, before the child is even born, at the age at 7 months, that's a fully grown human being there inside you. It's no longer an embryo. If it was an embryo, probably maybe the magistrate also would have felt a little bit sorry and give you a punishment of maybe. But now, as a Christian, because we call ourselves Christians, we don't allow killing an innocent unborn child. That's a sin. In the Bible, it is written, it's a sin. Then you go ahead and administer those, whoever guided that girl, whoever did that, also should be held accountable. And now you see that my own concern is that we also need to prepare a boy child too, inform them of the repercussions. I think the parliamentarians, instead of politicking parliament, walking out and stuff, protesting against the speaker, they should sit their butts on the floor and make good laws where both the boy and the girl will be punished for deciding to terminate a pregnancy at their own will, just because they are scared of their financial challenges that they have. Meanwhile, if you're in a area, they are eating, then you go and kill your child. No, the laws must change. You must make laws, enact laws that will punish both chaps, a boy and a girl. But now here we are talking about a girl that has been sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. 7 years in Zambian prison, that's a death sentence. You can't survive. So if women are listening, listen to this, because the law says you'll be cackward, you'll be arrested and imprisoned. And our Zambian prisons, they are not hotels. Those are death camps. Ngawaingira, wakwanisha or 1 year or 2 years. Ask Mumbipiri. I know Mumbipiri, she did not abort, she did some other crimes. But you ask her the conditions of the prisons. Ngaulimu prison muchifungo. You are not going to be happy. So if you are pregnant, go to the doctors, let the doctor advise you. If your life is in danger, the doctor will advise what to do. And then if they decide to terminate the pregnancy, that is under medical advisory, not enganga, banafimbusa, ba auntie, bambuya, bachari, mambo kunami, fifima concoction. That is a very serious mistake. You will be penalized if you are found guilty. So learn a lesson from this. Young girls, young women, remember, when you do such things, we know that it's your body, you can decide, but the law has already, that we have in Zambia, the constitution that we gave ourselves, decides for us that we are not allowed to kill, to take away a life of an unborn child. Natote.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelebai. We do appreciate. And now we go straight to the next story and back on the other side.
Chipata is one of the districts that is faced with mealie meal shortages, but the partnership between Zambia National Service and the Rainbow Milling Company is likely to address the shortage. Rainbow Milling Company will be milling on behalf of ZNS, and the mealie meal is made available in chain stores and other outlets. Chipata District Commissioner Elida Banda has a message to Chipata residents.
Starting from tomorrow, they started the milling today. Starting from tomorrow, you will see bags and bags of mealie meal in ShopRite, Choppies, Spar, and other outlets that we have chosen as the District Food Security Task Force. And this mealie meal for ZNS, Eagle mealie meal, it will be going at 230 kwacha. This mealie meal is not for resale.
Veto Lungu also made his observation.
My appeal is that the government at least should be supplying us with this cheaper mealie meal at least 2 to 3 times per month. I think this problem will come to an end.
And some Chipata residents who have already started buying ZNS mealie meal are happy with the government's intervention.
But fanika vapitiriza socha be kasipwera day.
Unga wanene utiletelako baboma niwabungo Chipata uwaso kutiletera uwa magazini kwaso timagula 170 then 370 imaweti magulira lomba uno ntona taoneka kwa utinga tinunga wakutunga tithandize mbani.
Christopher Miti, ZNBC News, Chipata.
Is the eastern province of Zambia, Chipata there, where, mealie meal has been a problem, and the government has actually, provided that solution, that has brought some jubilation right there in Chipata. Your reaction, Mr. Mkelebai?
Thank you. Chipata, sometimes, tima miuzani Zambia. Zambians, our fellow brothers and sisters, that speed kills. We always rush and bombarding with condemning, hey, hey, what and what, a lot of crazy stuff, stories. And then the listening government listens. And then they come and arrest the situation. Where are those talks today? Today we hear, no, Boma, Boma itikonda, watishita buti tikonda unga, wamene watiletera Boma. The government that you chose, you elected, Chipata, Vena Chipata, or my fellow Zambians, this government has a listening ear. The good thing about this government is that they are willing to accept their failure. They are willing to acknowledge their mistakes, and they are so much willing to work on their mistakes and fix the challenge that people are facing. I know that sometimes we push them on the edge, but sometimes it's okay. It's healthy for us to complain. But the good part of this is that they are a listening government. Unlike what we used to see, remember, from the other regime that was advising us to go and eat kandolo. Remember those days. Benangu benzoti kalipira aba convict bamene banagwira this tribalist. He advised the people to go and kasundire ni fuel tank when there was a shortage of fuel. Remember, that was how sarcastic, that was how they did not care about our cries and our concerns. And here we are, we have a government that is listening. So we just need to appreciate certain things, that when we see a problem coming, let's not jump around and start crying the loudest. Let's engage the government. They are a listening government. Let's engage them and draw up a roadmap and find solution together that is going to benefit both ways. But my appeal to the Chipata people, but Chipata Mulima, but Chipata, you are strong. But Eastern, you are strong people. You are known for agriculture. You are known to grow better crops. This time around, musankale chabe yai. Musankale chabe kutati mulindire boma ipaka emiletere miris. Chimanga. Limani. Mvula iliko mbwe. Fertilizer wanakupasani mbwe. So, excuse, what is your excuse, my law? Nkani yo gula ungai, ngai nasila kudala. Because muzilimira chimanga chanu, pa nyumba yanu, mulina mafamu yanu kumameno, muzilimira. Why do you have to go and buy? Kulindira boma kuti ilete, imiletere chimanga, serious olo milis unga. Mino mulina mafamu. Yeah. Waulesi sakudya. Waulesi azafa na njala. Azambo podzonta boma, kuti boma yanganepo lyonse. Bati waja wolimba. Waja wamene walibe ulesi. Azaenda, azalima, azasumbula chimanga cha mushe. Tati vana wake wakazidya year in. The whole year, kutia pali milisi yako. Siugula na unga. So tieni tilime. Mvula mulungu anatipasa. Land anatipasa fertile land. So hii nkani yekutati tiangane kuboma. Boma walipe ndrama bene lungu banatenga ndrama naba. So tieni tizilimire. Apa tilipira ngongole. Zambia chalo tilipira ngongole. Zamena nasi ya walungu. Manje boma izapeza kuti ndrama zobwereza kumigulira milisi. Unga kuti bamiletere. Zilimineni. Limeni amatawa yenu. Namina wakwa hae kwa bulozi. Amulime. Rice. Potatoes makwiri. Mboni. Amulime. So that we don't have to depend on government. Government ina mashereni. So that's my position for now. Let's grow our own maize. Even you people live in the diaspora, send money to the village so that people can buy fertilizer and farm. Grow maize. Have at least 2 hectares. It's yours. When they sumbula mataba, you give it to people to buy, to eat. So, tala Mazambia kui partisans. Unless there's drought, then yes, we can talk. We can talk. Ngakuli drought. But when there's no drought, we don't have to cry. Unga. Unga is for those that are working. Wamene is wali bentao yo chitabani. Yo enda kumunda. Is wamene ti umafamu. Tienti lime. Milisi yatu. Natotela. I think let me end it. Waule sakudi.
Thank you so much there, Mr. Mkelebai. And there's a rumor I heard that in Eastern Province, they do much of, agriculture that involves tobacco, unlike maize. Probably it's one of the contributing factors, right in that part of the country. Anyhow,
it's better bachinje.
subject to verification there. Himba, what's your take on this story that we do have right now?
Thank you so much, Chaza. All I would say is that thank you so much to the government and for the quick intervention that none of our people are going to starve, and also for partnering with local companies to empower and to make sure that every citizen in Chipata is going at least to afford a bag of mealie meal or will be able to access the bag of mealie meal. We are so grateful to the government. All I would say is that our fellow citizen, please let us not smuggle this mealie meal into the neighboring countries. Let's love ourselves and be the people who are going to blow the whistle if we see these bags of mealie meal going outside Zambia. Let's love our country and let us be partners in the national development. I submit, Charles.
Thank you so much, Himba. And now we take a look at the next story, and we are still coming back to make known our viewpoints right here on our Ubuntu channels, My Point of View.
The cleanup exercise has heightened in most parts of Lusaka. This is in an effort to curb the further spread of cholera. A check in Lusaka's Lilanda township found heaps of garbage being collected. Some people in this area have even turned this plot into a garbage site.
What we need is citizen arrest because people keep on dumping trash where there are no dump sites.
Fail to control the garbage because the entire community of Kapwepo Ward, they are throwing the garbage that side.
Local government minister Garin Kombo has visited various sites to check on how the cleaning exercise is going.
Everyone requires to play their part. This fight should not be for government alone. This fight should be for every citizen. And this is the reason why we are here to assist, to collect all the refuse, all the debris that has been generated by our people. This is a people matter. It is people who throw, it is people who generate, and so we have to agree that time has now come to apply the principle of the generator must pay.
Mr. Kombo has thanked stakeholders that have come on board to help in the cleanup exercise and shared his ministry's plans for waste management.
We have to now engage all the industries that are responsible for producing only thing that I know that is not biodegradable, that people throw in drainages. When it mixes with silt, the drainages are blocked and water stops moving, and someone is cashing in. They are making profit at the expense of injuring people's lives.
And Kapwepo Ward Councillor says efforts to prevent new cholera infections have been heightened.
Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company has come on board. They are emptying all the pit latrines. So we've announced to the zone leaders, but tomorrow we're meeting all the stakeholders, including the water committee. And also, apart from that, we've identified spaces where we've put water tanks in the areas where there is no water.
The local authority has also started the process of burying shallow wells in this township. Ruth Chainda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
Yeah, I like the part where the minister says, he who messes up must pay, or he who causes damage must pay. And this time around, we are talking about damage to the environment. It's really a good undertaking that they have embarked on. And we hope it's not only because of this pandemic that is ongoing. This must actually be sustained. Mr. Mkelewa.
Yes, Chaza. It's easy to say things, Pakanwa, than doing the actual act. But otherwise, we appreciate the effort. I think it's high time the local authorities also came up with the bylaws. Remember when Michael Chirufesata was the Minister of Health, remember what he did? Was it when he was Minister of Local Government, not Health, but he was Minister of Local Government, I think. He came up with a bylaw where every person that was found urinating or spitting was charged. We had people, the security police, these local authority police were going around, and he raised a lot of money out of that, by the way. And that's where those Tuma flats tujatok chilenje kuja. That's where they all came from monies that was realized from Imisu and Abale Fuisam down. So we can take this advantage. We can use the same principle. Bogarin Combo, I think you and your other ministers, healthy, and that work together so that you can come up with the bylaws that will make sure that every person that is found liable, ngatimuli pa nyumba, pa yard pan, and then you see that there is a blockage, your drainage system is not open, it's not clear, don't even hesitate. Go and give a penalty to those people living in that area. Whether nivatatu, all those houses nearby, slapping a penalty, a very big penalty. Ngativafuna, they can go to court and argue. We make people realize, because pakanwa fe pakulanda fe pakanwa, it's not easy. People don't listen. They only care when there's a law, and now you have done something, and that's when you see them running up and down, appealing, and they'll be able to take care of it. I remember I lived in a police camp because my father was once a police officer, May his soul rest in peace. I lived in a police camp, and there was a cleanup exercise where there was inspections. The cleaning department, there's a department that used to go around to make sure that Amaya and Devakapokola are clean and the surroundings, they are clean. Our mothers, they used to tell us, and during that they were even competing, and the cleanest house was even being announced, and they gave awards or some kind of prize. We can bring that arrangement. It's not that we are busy now interfering in other people's, because we are losing a lot of lives, and we are losing a lot of money. It's costly. So if we don't take measures now, when? So I am very happy that now we see management, the people who are in steering committees, they are busy running around, coming up with these laws or these suggestions. And we want to see also people to participate. The government alone or the local authorities alone cannot win this battle. It takes the whole community. It has to take the whole community to work together as a team. You can come up with neighborhood watch within your local communities. Neighborhood watch, not just to watch security, thieves, whatever. You watch Nefico as a group, and you can even shame those who are busy dumping things in there. You can shame them, publish them on Facebook so that people will see, and you will see how society will change. So let us just try to inculcate this responsibilityness in us, to say every paper that you find on the street, pick it up, put it in you should not leave it to Chitambala alone. And in Gachitefe, then you start demonizing him. He's trying to save money and lives. So let us listen to the government. Wonkombo was right. He was right. I like the way he came out. So I think it takes two to tango, the authorities and the people they are ruling.
So let us work together as a team. Forget about politics. Let's save our community, especially Mwewa Lusaka. Ime Lusaka omo. Lusaka, you are disappointing us. We thought you are a capital city, especially my compound. You are disappointing us. Marikwa Ifiko. Let us clear Ifiko. Tien tuperane ama duties ya cleaner. Tien tupange utuma committees ya cleanliness. Na we can even start donating indalama or donating cleaning equipments so that we can clean our city, our neighborhood. Those who don't want to pay, shame them. So let's do something. Let's do something. Let's not just talk pakanwa. Viva voce, Beyonce, day in, day out.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mukelawa there. We do appreciate. And talking about, the police camp arrangements, I think we used to see that even as passers-by. We could see how, women could, do the verandas with, that red color, well polished and the like. And we could
polish nishi pa makufi hapa pa makufi nishi ana shoke kano shoke edi black monga pali sofa, fukama ta clean amayanda na polish ya red. Huh?
I tell you, and we could also see how the police officers themselves were polishing their boots, right in the evening, polishing and wiping with a cloth in readiness.
So what happened? Where did we go wrong? Not polish that?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukelawa. Himba, your reaction to this story?
Thank you so much, Chaza. My opinion in this situation is that I think it's high time we have to start thinking outside the box, and even our leaders, they have to look into reasonable and, as I said earlier on, sustainable solutions to this situation. One, this cleaning which is happening now, let it not be for now only. Let it be all around the year. Let it be continue. Let us have solutions like to buy the bins. I'm a bin in. I mean, let's have the cities. They've got those public bins. Yeah, city council. And let's also have in the areas, if the bins are expensive or maybe they can't afford, the government can't afford bins. Well, cool. I feel like if my dumping site, like let me give a practical example, like Paliapa Chilenje, where we near the grave site, Kuod grave. You just put, because there are diapers, people, it's also people, they've turned it into a dumping site. Why can't we just build more, you build like a dumping site and you tell people to be throwing things in one place, and then the council should go and collect those and go and throw them somewhere. Than the way people, because we've already seen, like, people are already throwing, dumping ifiko palia. So if you build it nicely to abika ngichi bini palia, then abantu wale abaleshita dump, and even you can even tell the citizen to be paying. You have to be paying for you to be paid. If we find you're dumping garbage on the road or near any residential place, you'll be charged. But maybe every month we need like a 5 kwacha, a 10 kwacha, so that we can be having fuel and pay for the people who are going to work at that dumping site, panga, so that everyone at one place, and this council vehicle could come and take those garbage to the right place. Because now, if you see how the diapers are there, you'll be like, wow, what is this? So let's the government continue with the cleaning and also come up with such ideas. We need more of companies that are waste management, like the one which is in Kabwata, which goes, it's a private companies. Let them engage such companies. They are young people having Danama wheelbarrows and everything, although it's not also safe for them when it comes to healthy, but there are conditions that can be put in place. It's also the time for the local authorities to create employment and revenue from what is happening now. So let our leaders and with other private partners come together and put their heads together and manage this situation in a realistic and sustainable manner. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you so much, Himba, and we do appreciate your opinions are of great value on this program, because this program is called My Point of View. You are giving us your viewpoints as regards the stories and headlines of the week. This is Ubuntu channel, and at this point in time, we get straight to the last story, and on the other side, we come to wrap up.
Owner of Miracle Impact Ministries International Church in Matero Township, commonly known as John General, appeared before the Lusaka Magistrate Court this morning, Monday, the 8th of January 2024. The religious leader attempted to shield himself from cameras as he left the court premise shortly after he was instructed to return on Thursday, as his case file was not yet presented. This Lusaka bishop was arrested by the police last year on charges of rape, according to a statement issued by the police. On November 22, 2023, he visited the victim's house after she sought prayers to prevent miscarriages. It is alleged that on the material day around 9 hours, the bishop informed the victim that he was going to a place to conduct the same prayers. It is further alleged that upon his arrival at 13 hours, he requested to check all the rooms as part of the prayers. According to the police statement, it is further alleged that when he reached the bedroom, he raped the victim and threatened to shoot her if she refused. The bishop allegedly ran after realizing that the victim's husband had returned home. He is expected to appear on the 11th of January 2024 for his allocation and possible plea. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Kamne TV News.
Right on. Let me invite you, Mr. Mkelawai, who's already probably reacting to the story already. What's your viewpoint on this one?
Let me stay merciless for a few seconds. Mulimu yolapelayo balikani mutie my fellow Zambians. Uyu mulungu amejipempera uyu alatilimbe. You know, ni kulimba muchikurupiriro. This man, it's a clear cut that these are the hypocrites we are talking about. So let the matter go ahead in court. Let's not comment much. We have seen. This is the man that loves the camera like crazy. To see him trying to hide from a camera, the person that craves for cameras, every movement just to show And today, or that day in court, he was trying to cover his face. What a joke. He's a joker, you know. We don't have to wait. I think the Christian community should not wait for somebody to be charged for a criminal case. They should come in and step in and denounce this. No Christian shepherd or priest or pastors that we have seen coming forward to demonize this man's action. Everyone is quiet. Nobody's saying anything about him. He's even gallivanting the street together with his wife after what he did. Anyway, I just hope he's found guilty so that he could be punished. Because the rape case, you can go to jail for life. If you are proven guilty, you can go to jail for life. So, yes, he did what he did. It is all in the public domain. You have even the audacity to threaten the person you're going to. At first, let me check all the rooms. Which Bible, which verse that was, which prophet that said those things that we want to follow? These are the chaps who are destroying Christianity. Let us learn to deport such people if they don't belong to Zambia, or if they belong to Zambia, let us just demonstrate and kick them out of our nation, or put them somewhere in. Let them go Kuma farm, them go away from or in prison, because such people are a letdown. These are the chaps who are destroying Christianity. Our religion, the religion that we play on, that we pray on, that we hold on to. These are the chaps that are busy tarnishing the image, putting the name of Christianity in disarray. How are other religions looking at the Christian world today? Look at the Muslims, the way they respect their religion, the way they pay attention to their religion. Anyone that insults their prophet, you'll be in trouble. They can even kill for you. They can even do anything. They can harm you because you are playing with their religion. What about us Christians? I'm not saying we should kill him, but we should demonstrate here to say we should learn to condemn such kind of, and even whoever ordained him. Where did he get this bishophood? Who gave him that bishophood? Who ordained him to be a bishop? That is the chap we want to come and take away that bishopness, because that is a sheer waste of the name or the title. You don't give bishop. These are self-proclaimed bishops. Nobody ordained him to be who he is, apart from his own elusive brains. So these are chaps that need to be caged or to be taken out of society, because they are bringing moral decay in our society. And look at his constituency of followers that are following. You're following an adulterous man or a rapist. Who does that? So come on, this man should be put in his rightful place. He should not even be allowed to go near the altar or to go near people to preach about God or love. No, he's going to be he should be suspended. If at all there's some organization that gives them the authority, they should suspend him and get rid of him. We don't need such people. We don't need them in a country that is full of poverty, and we are praying to God to help us. And then you come and wale tobu hule missionary akwalesa mshiro kutumpoko. Let's get rid of this chap. Let him be deported or let him be thrown in prison. You gave him a bail. That was a mistake. He's a danger. Actually, his life will be in danger because people are not happy. How can you rape our woman, our women? How many has he raped that have not come out to speak? because this seemed to be a trend. That's his behavior. If he had the audacity to go there and even inspect the house, it is what they do. He has been doing it for so many years. Now that the only problem is that the husband was there, caught them. If the husband didn't find them, what would have happened? This case would have died a natural death. So, Nakash Mumachech, the KNI, report such imbeciles, such rapists to the authorities. We should get rid of such bad eggs.
Right, Himba, I do invite you to come through and give us your opinion.
Chaza, most of the times I usually avoid commenting on such issues because I think my opinions I've got different view over these pastors, or I don't even think they are worth to be called pastors for me. Before I go any further, I was a little bit disappointed the way his wife came out on this matter. You know, the wife came out very strong, very sure that the man was not wrong. And then I was also disappointed with his followers, which the majority are women. A fellow woman is saying, I've been raped and my house is on fire. And then they were there condemning, calling this woman names. And this wife comes also on camera condemning and calling this other woman names. Okay, probably I wouldn't judge her, but I don't think she really presented the image of the church very well. And even the women in that church, they may know something. If they are like the way they were coming out strong, there are some who've even been through this situation. So they are covering their faces, their images, and everything. The wife, yes, she knows what the husband does. She knows, and probably godfather. They've got their mentors, and they know how to use words very well to manipulate their followers. No, my mentor, no, my spiritual father, no, my what. Meanwhile, they are referring, and you are just there clapping. You don't even understand where these people are coming from. However, this man to me is a beast. I'm sorry to call him a beast. I'm sorry to judge him, but I'm basing on seeing him kissing a child, and our society is comfortable. There was pictures of him kissing a child who is under 5. In what capacity was he doing that? And
it was not even his child.
Exactly. So for me, such a person, I call him a beast. And by him doing that, what message was he sending to the young girl? Was he, and the poor mother was just standing in the name of the papa when somebody, because some people, they even get satisfied sexually by kissing. So probably that man was busy satisfying his sexual desires to a young girl. And the mother didn't even understand. She was just there. You know, the child is being sexually assaulted, and the women, they are even okay. So how many children has he kissed in church? How many children has he even touched in places where they're not supposed to be touched? Because very few women would come out or men who could come and speak out. This man is a beast, and I call upon the government. There's no need for us as citizens to demonstrate. These churches, the government should deregister them. Why should we demonstrate?
They should just close them. Simple.
I want to know the methodology the government uses to keep these churches, because machecha ayapaka. What qualification do these people have to manage a church? And even as citizens, you are going to a church, it's been a history. You don't even know where it's just because somebody was starving and they read the Bible and understood, or they were able to interpret it, and they've got a hoarse voice. And then they start, oh no, he's a man of God, he's a man. But however, everyone is a man of God. We are all created by God. So I don't know why somebody you want to hire to hold somebody in higher, I don't know. I even fail how to say it. It's very disappointing. And you know, it's also sad that their victims are women. Bazimai, Nichani. And they take advantage of women who are desperate. They are looking for a child, they are going through a situation in their family. Those are the women they go for. That's why I'm calling them beasts, because they take advantage of somebody who is vulnerable. They look, they understand the pattern of this person, they look at their vulnerability and they capitalize and they strike on their weakness. Because if you see even that woman he raped, that woman was looking for a child, you know, and then he took advantage of that. That's a mindset of a beast, taking advantage of a vulnerable person or taking advantage of a situation that is vulnerable to satisfy your desires. Bazimai, there's no way you are going to worship a pastor. My pastor has no right to come into my matrimonial bedroom. In what capacity? My pastor has no right to receive a favor more than my husband in our house. And why should a pastor come to visit me when I'm a married woman alone, a male pastor? Why is one coming with your husband? We are coming to visit. Why should he make sure that my husband is not home? That's when he's coming to visit.
Why did he run if he did not commit any?
Exactly. So these are the things, women. Let's be careful the churches we are going to. Let's be careful. My men of God. Let us be church history. You don't even know where this person came from. You don't even ndiye overseer, ndiye CEO, ndiye chani, my churches. You don't, there's no other person you know about that church. There's no other branch you even know about that church. Kurebe ndiye kana ukache. And then you are going to worship that person. You are going kumugwadila muntu waso. Christianity is not like that. I'm not a pastor. The government, please come and save us. Diregister ututuma church tuwapaka. Twali tumasuti na tunsupport sompa kuntangu na mahos voices. Please, the government, come and save our people and our young people. And bapasa mamimba wafana bamu makwaya. Aya makwaya ebali nayo. Bafana bavutika mamimba tapapata. Government, come in and save our children. I rest my case, Charles.
Kapena na kamsika na kaja kamene kanachosa mimba kapena ni ya past.
Ndi bayachosa bamukele not only ni bambili bana baktu bamupasa mimba bamuchosesa bamuchita chani bamuchita, you know, a lot of children, a lot of young people are suffering in the hands of these beasts. Can the government come in and start deregistering these churches? Church, they don't even have a qualification. This person doesn't have a qualification. This person na balibe na kulibe na ku church ya kweba naye kuchan ku college kweba naye ndo punzi lako. There's nothing. So can the government come in, please, and save us? This man, I only hope is going to be guilty and is going to be jailed. We need him as an example.
Yeah, we have manga.
Right. Thank you, Himba. We do appreciate, your opinion there, Mr. Mukelawai. And it's so rare that, people would wish a bad thing to happen, to someone. But in an event that you do bad, people definitely get to wish you bad. And people would like to see those people that are doing bad to undergo some repercussions. And the repercussions is actually to find that
we are not wishing him bad. We are advocating for him to pay
for what he did, what he has been doing.
We are actually advocating for that. We are not even wishing him.
Yeah. We want him to be punished.
Yes, we are advocating for
accordingly.
It's against the law.
For fooling people.
And I know how emotional this issue is. And being a lady, we definitely do understand. And yes, indeed, perpetrators of, such undertakings should be seen to be actually facing the repercussions of doing that. You break the law, you must face the consequences. And this is actually the advocacy that is ongoing as put by Himba there. And we needed to conclude on this story, but due to popular, demand, there's another interesting story that we need to take a look at before we wrap up. Let's get to see it and see you on the other side.
kumambwe ndiye vaja vantu vene vanandotenga ti convention ya boza vanyandodandaula ti vanagona njala ndiye kweri waindawa
lero nachidapita lero naisa muna apa pa window lero vanjikisha tatu vacho vanokuisa
iwe wachirafa kumonana na njovu tawachirafa kumonana na njovu
vanjovu nalivesha turalandana pa buluko ngefina mwa WhatsApp group turanda lero nomba bambona pa window apo kuveshile ndimya mumotoka nafuma nokufuma vajifya kufala fili mu bag fyonse na bag nsended naba fumona nokufumona ukamba kokongolo wala
chai kuchironda kwamene
bayo umfa
apa hivyo ndio senda kwa tapali na
kamba chilunga moyo hiyo kamba chilunga
nanga ungaite mphamvu kasi yote kaupane kusaita mphamvu kamba bazona hamse chai chai akuza tiai ndekeza dipera kule.
There we have it. Let me invite you, Himba, to come first and make your reactions known, and probably even fill us in with a little bit of stake to this story. Yes, Himba.
So these are the famous. You've seen Wamkeleva has gone to laugh. These are the famous PF members of the PF. And maybe I can call them cadres. This is Mr. Ground and Chama America. I'm sure I've heard these two guys. So they were going to Eastern Province, and it's like the bus they were on. It was ambushed, and they were taken away from that bus and taken to whatever compound where they were beaten. And so they were being beaten for supporting Miles Sampa and also for insulting the former president. I think that's the story behind that beating. So that is Chama America and the Mr. Ground who are being beaten by the PF cadres. So, however, my opinion now, for me, I don't even understand why these PF members would go to this level. This is one of the reasons why they were voted out. And this is one of the reasons why they can never come back to power. We don't want that nonsense. We don't want that indiscipline in our country. They are saying they are beating these two men because they insulted the former president. How many times has the PF members insulted the current president of our country? How has the UPND team gone to beat any one of them, even their own leaders? Right now, you can go and see what even this Sean Tembo writes on his page. So that we are not supporting, personally, I'm not supporting them insulting the president or the former president, but I'm condemning this act. We don't want to go back to this. We came out of this situation. And this is why we voted the PF out. And if the PF are still doing this when they are in the opposition, what about if they are to come back to power? How much damage are they going to do? And apparently, none of the PF leaders has come out to condemn that act. None of them. And the guys who are beating these people are well-known members of the PF. This is the nonsense we don't want in our country. And may the perpetrator of this crime be brought to book. This is a lesson to both parts. The other team that speak, they are saying the political freedom is shrinking. So among the two of them, those two camps, who is shrinking the political arena? Because it's the PF beating the PF. So narrowing the political space in the country. Who are they condemning? And then for them to be insulted, when their leaders are being called names or insulted, they go on the street and beat people. We appeal to the government. Personally, I appeal to the government that those culprits should be brought to book, and we don't want this nonsense to continue. We don't want the beating, the killings. We don't want them. So can those people be brought to task? That kind of cadalism, we don't want it anymore in our country. We want peace. We want to enjoy our political space. But Ataba Edgar, politics, can he come out and condemn that? Because those people who are beating those people are well-known PF members. So can he come and condemn? But Ataba, given those are your children, none of the PF members has come to talk about that. We are still waiting for their comment, and we don't want such nonsense anymore, Chaza. I submit.
Thank you so much, Himba, and we do appreciate even more insight given about that particular story. And now I invite Mr. Mukelawai to come through and tell us what he feels about it.
Well, I think a lot has been already said by Himba. I think uakale ma takale ka. Remember, UPND wanted to do the same thing. They actually got the same two gentlemen, I think America, Chama America, I don't know whether it's him, in the Northern Province, where...
Mr. Ground, oh, Chama, it was Chama.
Yes, and they almost really did something to them or beat them. But because of the leadership that we have in the UPND, those guys were restrained, and Chama America and the ground were scot-free. Otherwise, these are the people that used to beat Chama America. The reason why it was even called Chama America is known for their violence. You know their history. You see, the problem with these guys, they think we have forgotten what used to trust. Even if today they want to come and show the support of the current government, or they want to support Mao Sampa, we know their attributes. We know where they came from. We know what they have been doing, what they stand for. PF, like I told you earlier, like I've been saying all this time around, to say, I won't be surprised that it's the very leadership that sent those chaps to go and deal with them, to send those thugs to go and attack their fellow PF members. The very Ruvinda that you are busy mentioning here, the very Lungu that you are mentioning here, we know them. They always they are always like this. Whenever there is any trouble, you never used to hear them coming out to condemn the shooting or the beatings or the killings or the gassing. Bolungu had to send, not even sending, but the wife had to take initiative to come out and condemn gassing. She cried in the public domain, where people saw her crying for people to stop. Did we hear any information from the husband? Nadia. So I'm not surprised. Who is the Chama America for Lungu to even say something, even if he's back? But what I saw is that Mao Sampa has made some kind of live video where he was condemning the barbaric act, and we are happy to know that one of those the suspects, those that were attacking those guys, have been apprehended, and they will soon appear before the court. And some of the other guys have scampered; they've run away. But the question is, where are you going to go? Because stupidly or foolishly, you were the one that was busy videotaping the beatings. And the very video, you even send it viral, where you are exposing yourselves. You see, that's how stupidity can also help technology to get rid or to catch you. So these chaps will be caught, and they'll be brought to book. And that is total unacceptable. We don't like that to happen. And we know that it's the PF. That's the behavior. That's their way of life. And it is good that they are no longer in power. Imagine if they were in power.
And these are the chaps that we want to hear them coming here to claim that there's a shrinking space of democracy in Zambia. Did you see that? Those were PF, they were not UPND. We have not heard anything from Benelungu, to condemn that. Nothing. If anything, they are happy. They are celebrating. They're even, right now as we speak, they're even drinking, Majemason, celebrating over that, But unfortunately, we have a sheriff in town, and we have a government of the rule that is observing the rule of law and making sure that any lawbreaker will be dealt with. And those chaps, they will be dealt with. I promise you. Baenda, Bamangiwa, Bazagwiriwa. Remember the Chipata, the Katete rampage where people were beating the police officers? Where are those people now? They are rotting Muchimboa Kaira. They are there. Ask Iwachi Burul. Kusamwa ungasamwe one day. But it's the aftermath that is going to, those guys who were busy beaten in public, on social media, they are going to have the last laugh. And my message also is to go to those guys, Benechama America. Balumendo, mule tekanya. Balumendo, tekeni amatakopanshi. I will just say it. Teken amatakopanshi, because I noticed that you are running. You are too much. You're just too fast. Speed kills.
Right, Mr. Mkelewai, I think enough is enough. I thank you so much, for your viewpoints right here, and they are of great importance because that's the bedrock of this program. Not forgetting you, Himba. We do appreciate, your voice also, and we are glad that the women out there are well represented by yourself right here on the program. Not forgetting the viewers, followers out there. It's always our pleasure to know that you are there following the program. We greatly appreciate. My name is Chaza right here on My Point of View on Ubuntu channel. Till next time, God bless you all. We are out of here.